straight? Are you gay? Are you 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 straight? Gay. Man, listen, man. Who cares? Man, kill that noise. BFAM. Brothers from another mother, that ain't y'all know there ain't no other brothers. Where the day don't matter where you from. BFAM, we changing it up. 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 Yeah, BFAM. Crazy, man.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing real quick? I just had to start this BFAM off real quick doing a dougie because I like doing the freaking dougie. It's an awesome two-step dance to do in the club. And I know I'm like 15 years late, but I just really got into it and I put my own little swerve on it. So I just like doing a dougie.
Okay.
So, but Mike doesn't really...
I never done it before. I can't say I can't do it. I never tried it, so...
We're going to try to do it real quick.
Okay.
So I'm listening to it on my Beats by Dre, which is Mike's Beats by Dre. Hot instrument, you should get it, because it is an instrument, actually. You should just get it.
Yes, it is, actually.
Although I'm not spending $400 on Beats by Dre, sorry.
It wasn't $400, but anyway,
sorry,
you know,
Dre.
we could just...
But anyways, so yeah, I love doing the dougie. So here we go. One,
Wait,
two.
it's one?
It's, yeah, like, put, like, you... Anyway, it's different. Like, people put their hands up. But you gotta add the like bounce with the shoulder.
Yeah, okay. I got rhythm, y'all. I just never done it before.
You gotta add it. Bounce with the and shoulder and put the lean with it. You're so cute. And you just you be like, hey, 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 hey.
What's good, y'all? What's up? You know what I'm saying? We got Man vs. Music, you know what I'm saying? Mike from Aconnectiontv, and of course...
What's going on? I'm Wesley. I gotta change this hat. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Damn it, Wes.
Alright, this is much better. Okay, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, y'all? What's going on?
Are you straight?
Or are you gay?
Are you straight?
Are you gay?
Are you straight?
Are you gay?
Are you straight?
Are you gay?
Are you gay? Yes, bitch, what a motherfucking intro, how?
Who cares?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? 2012, you know, we had to bring it to y'all, you know what I'm saying? We told y'all, you know, so we brought it to your ear, but we had to give it, you know, a little visual. You know
Shout
what I'm saying?
out to Shalisa, OMG, she hooked that fucking intro up.
Baby. What's going on?
OMG, like, I wasn't gonna put up a BFAM until we got a new intro, and Charlisa really just hooked it up. And I was hitting up on Twitter like, where's it at? Where's it at? I need to see it. I need to see it. And so she teased my ass with a snippet of it, which is the opera scene with "Are you straight?" Hi, and then I was watching it at work, and I'm dying laughing, and everybody's walking past me like, why is he on his phone and he's at work? Bitch, I'm a boss. I can do what I want to do at work. But anyways, and so I finally get to see the full version of it yesterday. I woke up to it on my phone, and I was just like, OMG.
And
like,
he sent it to me. He was just like, yo, Mike, you gotta check this out. He told me about the snippet. So I was like, oh, so send me the snippet. He said, nah, I ain't send you no snippet.
Right.
I'm like, but... give me the snippet.
Right, and yeah, it's hot. Thank you so much, Charlisa. She's a beautiful person, inside and out.
Thank you.
Gorgeous person. But I hope y'all like the intro. A lot of y'all were commenting on BFAM number 40, the fact that y'all like the intro. So definitely thanks for that. Once again, Happy New Year. I gotta shout out Centric. OMG, Centric, brother, it was an awesome time meeting you, and I'm glad you guys, like, when I uploaded the video, everybody was up on it, like, attacking the video, like, real fast and in a hurry, like, we had, like, 600 views in, like, an hour or so, a couple hours, I don't know what it is, but thank y'all for watching BFAM number 40, and a lot of people have been hitting me up saying, wow, you know, I can't believe you went through what you were going through, and thank you for sharing your story, and it's a powerful transition, and blah, blah, blah. Some people were like, that's why people say being gay is a choice, and you're not born that way. Let me clear that up real quick, because you already know. You already motherfucking know on that, wow, good. I did not say that I was straight, okay? It may be in the title, and it's only in the title just to get y'all to watch the motherfucker, because you know, hello, Wesley straight, what? You're going to want to click on the video to see what we're talking about? Anyways, but I didn't say that I was straight, okay? I said I had an experience with a woman, and that's basically what it was. I still believe that I was born with my natural emotions of loving a man. I really believe that. That's not going to change. I'm not saying that I'm not attracted to men anymore, because I'm naturally attracted to a man. Like, physically, I'm attracted to the man. To the men species. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous. So, anyways, what I was saying, and what I do believe is that we live with the choices that we make. So, if I choose to live a straight life style, then I can definitely do that, because it is a choice to switch up. If you want to, you will. If you don't, you don't have to. Like, that's the choice part about it. Yeah. But, you know, I feel that I was born gay. And so I chose to sleep with a woman. And if I continue to sleep with a woman, that will be my choice to do so. But my natural innate instinct tells me that I should be with a man, but it's neither here nor there. I was just sharing that because I love you guys, and you know, a lot of people, like Centric said, a lot of people go through what I go through and what we go through, and that's the whole point of BFAM, and the whole point of Aconnectiontv is adopting similar connections despite our differences. So, and
that's adopting similar connections with, well, all three of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is, you know, so.
But yeah, definitely appreciate the love and respect from you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Really do.
Listen, everything we do on these videos, you know what I'm saying, we make sure that we reach on topics that you can relate to, that we can also relate to, because if we can't relate to it, we can't spit realness or any experiences we had towards the topic, or maybe our opinions about the topic, you know, if we haven't experienced anything, or, you know, have certain understanding to, you know, just things that's just common sense, or maybe not, or what's bullshit, what's not, you know, we keep it real up in here and stuff like that.
Blue Ivy Carter.
Blue Ivy Carter, what's up?
Beautiful name for Miss Beyonce and Jay-Z, their first daughter, their first child. Congratulations to Beyonce for giving birth yesterday night, Saturday night. Everybody was hitting it up on Twitter, and it was funny. I was at Secrets getting my jiggy on, and everybody was like, "Did you know Beyonce had her baby?" And I'm like, "No." And I'm like, "I'm at Secrets drinking. Why would I know that Beyonce had her baby?" But apparently she gave birth last night. Birthday, 11th. Yeah, gave birth last night in New York. Yeah, and a lot of people are digging the name Blue Ivy Carter. That's a gorgeous name. Shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow for being so close to Beyonce and tweeting about the name, because everybody was like, it's Ivy Blue Carter. Then some people were saying it's Brooklyn Carter, and People thought that Jay-Z would have influence on the name Brooklyn Carter, because Jay-Z reps Brooklyn all day, every day.
Well, the reason they probably thought that is because actually in his rhyme, he said he said
the
name is daughter Brooklyn. You know,
right. And so people were really speculating that the daughter would be named Brooklyn, but it's not.
Brooklyn Ivy Carter, that's not bad.
Brooklyn Ivy Carter, that's not bad. That's a beautiful name too, but I like Blue Ivy Carter
Blue
better.
Is even better, yeah.
And of course, Jay-Z is synonymous with the color blue, Blueprint 1, Blueprint 2, Blueprint 3. Jay-Z at one point wanted to get a Jeep, in the color blue. And he wanted to make Jay-Z blue a trademark color. So everybody knows that Jay-Z loves the color blue. Yeah, if you didn't know that.
No, I didn't even know that.
He tried to get that into the works, but it didn't happen. They're still working on it, but it didn't happen. And then Ivy. IV, the Roman numeral, stands for 4, and everybody knows that September 4th and December 4th, I believe, are the birth dates of Jay-Z and Beyonce, and they were married on April 4th, and Beyonce's mother was born on the 4th, and Beyonce has friends that were born on the 4th, so, and her album was 4, so everybody knows that Beyonce loves the number 4, so people are thinking that IV really stands for the Roman numeral IV, which is 4, so blue for Jay-Z, 4 for Beyonce, and Carter for Jay-Z. It's a gorgeous name. Gorgeous name.
It's pretty. It's pretty. It's really
so congratulations once again to Beyonce and Jay-Z.
All day.
It'll be awesome for this royalty baby to, you know, follow in their footsteps and be like the next rapper / singer. That would be awesome. If she could do both, that would be killer. That would be awesome.
Like her moms that swag like the pop.
Right. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. That would be hot. Like, that would be hot. I think that would be hot. So I'm really intrigued by this whole concept because I give Jay-Z much respect and I love Beyonce down. Like, Beyonce is a queen in her own right. So I can't say enough good things about it, you know? But yeah, on that one. Birthday Cake.
Oof.
Birthday Cake. That song had me going crazy last night. So I went through my Secrets situation last night. I went to Secrets and shout out to Mikkel from the Scorpion Show.
Mikkel
was out having a good time.
Good,
and shout out to Joseph. Shout out to Kenyatta. Shout out to everybody that was repping Aconnectiontv at Secrets last night. Big ups.
Up.
But I went and I had an amazing time.
As always.
I won my kicks. I bought some new kicks.
The kicks is flavor.
And they're dirty as fuck because I got them messed up. But
yeah, because it was dugging and dadding.
My Adidas. Yo, these things fit like socks. Y'all gotta get them. They're so freaking comfortable.
Yeah, those are sweet.
And they're only $50. So it's not. They're not that expensive.
Which is cool.
But I was getting it in like crazy, y'all. I was getting it in. I was drunk. And he wasn't there to like protect me.
I wasn't.
And he got cussed out by Joseph. Joseph cussed him out. He was like, "Where's Mike?" And I was like, "I don't know where that punk bitch at. He at home laying fucking down."
You ain't stand up for me. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no, because I was mad. You know what I'm saying? I was in my fucking.
Why you gotta be mad? Why you gotta be mad? You could have just stand up. You know what I'm saying? It just don't take nothing but this.
You know
That's
what?
it. We just had to stand up for it.
I ain't want to stand up.
You just had to stand up for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying.
I had to lean with it.
You know, like, whenever you're not around and they ask about you, you know what I'm saying? I'll be over there and I just keep a straight, you know, posture. You know what I'm saying?
No,
with
but he said he hit you up on Boxer and you left him this 30-minute message. I was like, yeah, Mike does that. He talks.
Yes, I do. I love to talk.
And he said that he was going to hit you back up on Voxer and cuss you out. But at the end of the day, I had an awesome time. Mikkel was going for my motherfucking stripper. And I'm going to let you know one motherfucking thing, Mikkel. All right? Damn it. You bring your ass up in my motherfucking household. And you gonna be touching my motherfucking furniture. Bitch, the stripper is my motherfucking furniture. How I sit on my couch, how? You gotta ask for motherfucking permission before you sit on my motherfucking couch, how? He's sitting here. I'm like, you know, when I got into the motherfucking club or whatever. Okay. When I got into the club, Andre, shout out to Andre, was like, you know, Mikkel here. I was like, what? Mikkel? In the club? What? What? So I go in or whatever, and I'm, you know, whatever, and Mikkel bumps me, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And then, of course, I was like right around my stripper's vicinity. This motherfucker gonna have the nerve to pull out $1 and go put his hand in my motherfucking, in my stripper's ass. I was too through. I was like, excuse me.
He was heartbroken.
I was like, boo-boo. No, don't do it. And he was like, You know how Mikhail is, whatever. Something he said, I was too through with him. He was doing too motherfucking much for me. But anyways, shout out to Mikhail. How you doing,
What up, Mikhail? What's going on? What's poppin'?
But y'all should come out to Secrets if y'all live in New York. It's a
It's
beautiful
dope.
time.
Come out with us.
He only been there once with me, and ever since then, he has yet to fucking return. So I'm over him. I'm fucking over him.
Yeah, I went there.
And-
Actually, we went other times together.
Like 3 years ago, before
Right.
Secrets was popping.
So we have gone there. So it's not technically the first time, but the first time, I guess, at this moment, this
Yeah. Whatever.
I've been there even before you guys.
Whatever, but anyways, the whole point is,
What's your point? What's your point?
later in time, things become better.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Better they progress.
yeah,
Class progress.
a great shared moment. I don't know.
Definitely.
Anyways,
Guess what? I'm off on Saturday.
Okay, next Saturday.
Yes, next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
This
So-
Saturday coming up.
Okay, so
You know what I'm saying? So
maybe
just,
we can get it in. That'll be hot. And I'm gonna teach you how to dougie. But yeah, so what's going on with you, sir? How are you?
I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I just got the Mac Mini. You know what I'm saying? I've been going crazy with that.
And I have yet to Google that because I was like, I gotta Google this shit. 'Cause
The
I'm
Mac
like, what the
Mini.
fuck is a Mac Mini?
The Mac Mini is the shit. Pretty much the Mac Mini, what it is it's pretty much a mini tower. Like, you got your computer, you got your computer, you got the tower that comes, with the hard drive, the disk drive, all that other stuff. Pretty much it's a portable tower and it's this small. Now what happens is Mac, they created something a little more portable. So they give you the computer, but all you gotta do is supply pretty much the keyboard and the mouse and stuff. And if you make music on it as well, it also has ports, USB ports, all types of stuff on that Mini, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of saves you space pretty much on having everything. You can plug it to your HD TV, you know what I'm saying? You can work from your HD TV and all that, because you got the keyboard and the mouse and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It got iMovie, GarageBand, all that extra stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm learning the program, Wes has a Mac, you know what I'm saying? And he always told me to, make it my business, to learn and stuff. And,
Yes.
Since I got the opportunity, actually it was a gift. It was a gift from my girl, she got me the Mac Mini and stuff. So, I just been following up with that. I have work. I have work.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Right. I have work.
Because
Please. Come here, Peaches.
You know what? Yeah, because
Come here, Peaches.
I be wanting to act up.
Now we're gonna go on to the next topic, but basically I got the Mac Mini, so I've been bugging out with that, learning how.
I've been trying to get this dude to really branch out and to just do his thing, and I'm happy that he has this device.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking forward to the future for this man. This man is going to be bigger than Aconnectiontv, bigger than Mona Simone, bigger than Twan Rose, bigger than anything that I've ever done. And I just want to be there in the audience, cheering him on, that's my boo! Yeah! That's my BFAM!
I feel what you say about, I feel what you say about bigger, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it to be on some humble shit, you know what I'm saying? But I did start out from Aconnectiontv, you know what I'm saying? And, you was the one that pushed me, and you told me, you said, you know what? You need to come out with your own page. You gave me that kick in my ass, yo, do your own page. So I said, you know what? Because I never really thought about it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was so, connected with my job, you know what I'm saying? Trying to perfect, my craft, and what we do and stuff and trying to create together. Because I'm all about being a team player. It could be a regular job, whatever. I'm all about just working together, you know what I'm saying? But as far as creatively, when it comes to the arts, I'm definitely on this. So it's I'm yeah, let's do this. So, I got my own page. It's cool, it's convenient, I can learn, and I know a little something, you know what I'm saying, from when we edit the videos and stuff. But me, I've always been the type that, I gotta actually do it. I've always been like that in school. You can tell me about chemicals, this, that, and the third, whatever it is. Okay, I want to see it. I want to know why it's like that. Let me mix something. You know what I'm saying? Why gases come out that bullshit? You know what I'm saying? I gotta be hands on, pretty much. I'm like that with a job, and it's crazy. I don't know if it's a bad or good thing, but I learn faster like that. Because everything just starts to fall in easier, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I learned all this, I could read this book, I could do this, but if I'm not doing it, I'm not gonna know. It's kind of like you go to school, you learn everything you need to learn for your profession that you're studying for. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. But they really just teach you to just how to get a job. Nowadays in college. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they got internships and things, so you can get a feel and apply what you learn and stuff like that. So that's how I am though. But I'm excited though. I just need like a little camera. I got a camera, but I need like a little webcam joint or some, something.
That'll be hard to go into your blog TV session.
Yeah, something flossy. You know what I'm saying?
But see, a lot of people think that you need like the equipment to start. Like, When I first started Aconnectiontv, and even now, like right now, I'm using a Canon S5 IS series, and that's like old. It's an upgrade from AC Online days, because boy, them videos was looking wretched.
Because what were we using? We were using the Cyber Shot.
Something.
I can't remember. The Sony Cyber Shot joint.
Actually, no, it was one of my high 8s over there. And a high 8, for those of you that don't know, is the tape format. But man, when I look back at those old videos and I look back at now, I'm like, it's an upgrade, definitely an upgrade. And but it's not like a $5,000 camera or a $1,500 camera. Like,
you don't need all that.
You don't need that. Nowadays, like with iMovie and all of the editing software, like you can upgrade your film visually by compressing it into HD film or something like that. But HD, the storage space is just way too high, and it takes like 5 hours to upload on YouTube. So I don't compress my videos into HD. It just takes way too long. And then we talk so much. These videos are like an hour long, so it's even longer.
So what? That's like 5 more hours.
Yes,
like
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like I have to tell my computer not to sleep, because after a while, like usually my computer is on a 2-hour sleep time window. And I'll literally take a nap while I'm uploading a BFAM or a long ass Mona Simone review, because I know it's gonna take forever. One question is from Chase King was here. He wanted to know, I know you and Mike are friends, but have you ever had a fight? And if so, why? Physically, we've never fought.
Never that level.
I don't think it would ever get to that point, because I don't argue with people, and I don't have time for stuff like that.
I don't even fight, and I don't even argue. So
you fight, but anyway.
What, physically?
Yeah.
Put my hands on you?
No, not me.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying. For me, I'm speaking for myself. I don't get physical with it. Like, nigga, what you said?
Right.
I don't be
like, we have so much love for each other that we wouldn't even think about anything. Like, it would never get that serious. Like, that's why I don't understand how people be fighting and stuff. It never gets that serious, because if you genuinely care for the person, like, what's the point of getting into that kind of an argument?
Especially if you know that person and you respect that person that much. You know
like, it really doesn't make...
You should never let, good, because I was going to say you should never let any situation just take you
get to that point
out of character, you know what I'm saying, to the role you've always played, you know what I'm saying, like, there's no switching roles, like, that's the role you're playing, like, sometimes there's no such thing as apology, you got two people that, are very passive, we don't hold grudges, we move on, we got a lot of other shit going on in life, I got shit going on in my life, he got shit going on in his life,
we don't have time for it.
Yeah. If we argue, that shit was like 5 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, what's good? Like, we chilling? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like the same concept of you being a person that's always angry, always negative, all this, and you're wondering why your day sucks. Because you carrying that energy. You keeping that energy. You're speaking that.
We're so emotionally crippled that it's crazy.
That's a perfect way of saying that.
We allow our emotions to just destroy us, and I'm truth to that. Okay, given my last video that we did, BFAM number 40 and the whole women thing, but it's just that emotions perpetuate our lives. That's it. And as long as we stay calm and reserved and we know what we really want out of life, we'll get it.
What do you mean by perpetuate? Like,
It enhances our issues.
It does.
Like,
it doesn't alleviate it, but it enhances.
If you're feeling down for whatever reason and you had an issue with somebody, then when you see me, you're gonna carry that emotion and that energy to me. And usually when people do that, I'm like, relax, because I didn't give you that energy. Don't give it back to me. And people, and that goes into what Sha Q has to ask us. He wants to know, how do y'all react based on vibes you get from people? And that's basically it. Like, if you give me a bad vibe, I'm either gonna disconnect myself with you or be on a defensive. And usually it's not good for me to be on a defensive, because when I'm like that, it's a problem for both of us. Right. Because if you're giving me attitude, like, I'm gonna be like, no, it's not working.
It's uncalled for.
Get out my face.
Yeah, because, I mean, listen, you got people with all types of energies, you know what I'm saying? And not everybody flows like us, you know what I'm saying? You know,
he's quick to be like, yo, what's with this person? And I'm just like, what happened? Like, what is the issue? He's like, yo, this person got bad energy. I'm not feeling this person. I'm like, damn, you are right off the strip. Like, you don't even know him. And you are like, damn, his energy is effed up. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you know what it is? You know what it is?
Shout out to Mona.
I've been around so many people, and it's come to a point that I get so deep into, you know, like,
how deep, bro?
I'll tell you how deep. Like, for instance, like sex to me. He said, "Damn." Look, like sex to me.
I like fire.
Look, like sex to me. Even though it's, you know what, it's sex to me. Like, let's just say, if you know, I'm having sex with someone, you know what I mean? Like, I see it as a spiritual connection. I see it as exchanges for each other's energies and recycling that, you know what I'm saying? So we kind of filter in each other's energies, which will, you know, when you get that nut, you know what I'm saying, you get that relief. So I see it like an energy thing, like a energy exchange type of thing, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it speaks a lot with that. So it's like with people in general, it's like, I know I love myself enough to know the things that I want to permit and the things I wouldn't permit, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, sometimes I don't even have to know a person. A person could say hi or bye, call it me being blessed with that. I don't know what it is, but that's a vibe that I can't even shake off or brush off. I can either, you see, we have the choices to either keep it to ourselves or whatever. Now me, I'm not gonna get crazy, you know, like, okay, I get a bad vibe from your friend and be like this, you know what, I don't like him. You don't even say nothing to me, B. No, I'm not, because I'm gonna respect the fact that you know this person. You obviously connect somewhat with the person. So I'm gonna try my best to try to connect. I'm not gonna disrespect. I'm not gonna do all that. You know, but I still feel what I feel and I can't shake it off. You know what I mean? I can't shimmy it off. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know, Dougie it off. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
But you did let that situation affect you for the rest of the
It didn't affect me because
yes, it did.
No, because yes, I still talk and I was still social.
But you was not in the mood. This mic right here.
Did he get disrespect? Did he feel? I want to ask you one question. Did he feel so uncomfortable that he was like, you know what was like, I gotta bounce because I'm not feeling your man or whatever, or
no, because it was never that serious.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was serious on your. It was serious on your behalf.
But it's on me.
Right, but that it was just
physical,
twisted.
on my physical.
It was just twisted because when you allowed his energy to affect yours, your whole demeanor was not BFAM Mike. Your whole demeanor was on some defensive, which is what I mentioned earlier. Like you like sometimes I automatically get defensive. You can't do that.
No, I don't get.
No. Don't say that.
I don't get defensive in that.
OMG.
Listen,
what happened to keeping it real?
If you really think about it, I will keep it real. And that's exactly what I did.
No.
I'm gonna ask you something. I'm gonna ask you something. If I didn't say that, would we even have this conversation?
We would have had a conversation when he left, because you already know.
You would have said how I feel. So if I would have
I would know. My question to you would have been, what's the issue? Like, you all right?
Because he's cool. He's cool.
And you do that all the time. Like, every time I ask this dude, what is the issue? Every time I ask this dude, what is the issue?
You still would have never known.
He always be like, I'm fine. But he be fucking lying and it be pissing me off.
But that particular day, I told him, I said, nah, you know, it's just his energy is crazy. I told him the truth.
He came out his mouth. As soon as he walked into my apartment, I said, yo, what's up, blah, blah, blah. My boy said, hey, whatever, blah, blah, this and that and third. My boy was in the mix of doing something. He comes up to me and was like, yo, let's go with your man's. Like, I'm not feeling this dude. His energy is just rubbing me the wrong way. And I'm like, what?
You know why?
He didn't even say, hey, my name is, how you doing? Where am I from? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yo.
My aura's so strong for certain people. Like, I can see somebody, I could just meet them for the first time and I could tell like they would stab you in the back. I could tell like they would steal from you. I could tell like they're just using you. I can tell all that like with other people, you know what I'm saying? And especially more than ever now for myself. I wasn't always this person. Now what happens is I'm still gonna talk to you. I'm gonna say what's up. It's like me being friends with somebody and we're not dealing with each other, but we somewhat cool. Okay, we're cool, but we won't chill. You know, there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to disrespect you. If you don't like me, that's cool.
Just admit that you allowed his energy to affect your whole mood.
It didn't affect my whole mood.
It did. I'm telling you, it did. You do that all the time, though.
What do you mean all the time?
Every time.
How many people have you had over here and I acted like that?
No, I'm not talking about acting that way. I'm talking about your energy just completely changing off the strength of whatever.
I never came to you and said, you know what, this person you have in your crowd, I don't like them. You've had plenty of people here, and I ain't never approached you like that.
Get off of that, because I'm not talking about that.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm talking
that
about your
one
energy,
person,
period.
Because what happens is when I feel a certain vibe,
Obviously, there's an issue because he's on the strength of that.
You know what it is? When I feel a certain vibe about somebody, I feel this heaviness in my chest. It's beyond the physical.
And it's heavy on his mind right now.
It's beyond the physical. No, I'm not worried about it. But then again, where's your friend now? He don't come here often. Do you speak to him on the phone?
Why are we even talking about
I'm asking you, do you speak to him on the phone and does he come here?
No.
Okay, that's my point.
But at the end of the day, that's how serious it wasn't.
You don't vibe in our circle, so I wasn't feeling the energy he brought to the circle, and that's it. Not everybody has friends like that, you know. People gotta appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, just cheers to that.
Anyways, Talik Monroe wants to know, what are the steps of loving yourself? I would say there aren't really steps. It just depends on you. It just depends on for me, it depends on what you have gone through in life, your experiences, and what you learned from each experience. Because I believe that the reason why I feel the way that I feel and encompassing boss, big on self-esteem and survival, is because of what I've gone through. I've learned from each experience, whether it was negative or positive, and I hold that and put that on my chest, you know what I'm saying, my outer armor, to allow myself to enjoy and worship me as a person. I feel that as long as I'm giving off good energy and being good and humble and you know, caring and passionate and all of that, then I feel that I am like the greatest person in the world. It doesn't really have too much to do with like the outer appearance, because I think on the inner, if the inner energy in your soul is just grand beyond belief, then your outer will definitely show the way that you want it to. And then you can just dress it up with a hat and a fitted and all that hat, and you know what I'm saying, get that, whatever. But for me, it took me a long time to really enjoy myself and to worship myself. I always had an independent mindset. But even with independence and security, you still may not love yourself. So it took me a while to get there. So I can't say that there really are steps. But all I will say, Talik, and Mike can give his input, is that you need to go through enough to understand your worth and your strength within yourself. And I feel that the more and more experiences that you go through, the more and more you'll learn about yourself. And those are the only steps that I took, if I had to call them steps. It's just experimenting and experiencing and cherishing every experience you go through.
Very well said. I mean, you know, I agree with everything, you know, Wes was saying, you know. I agree with, you know what I'm saying, everything Wes was saying, you know. You know, as far as just there isn't any steps, you know. You just have to put yourself out there, you know what I'm saying. You have to put yourself out there and experience, you know, other personalities, you know, other people, and just get a vibe, just see where you fit in, you know what I'm saying. Like for some people it takes time, for some people, you know, some people get stuck in their ways, and stuff, that some people are actually comfortable in their ways, you know what I'm saying? And they feel like, you know what, I don't have to branch out, I don't really have to put myself out there, whatever it is. But, you know, what lies ahead, what lies with you exposing yourself a little more, lies opportunities and more experiences that you probably were meant to experience, you know, that you was meant to experience as a human being. Because, you know, without experiencing certain things, you know, we wouldn't be able to learn. So it's like, in order to learn, we have to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we put it this way, I'll give you an example. We would never know that we shouldn't run on ice because we're gonna bust our ass. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't know that if we touch fire, we get burned. You know what I'm saying? If we mess with something sharp, we're gonna get cut. You know, every day is an experience, and we're constantly learning, and there's no age where you know what I'm saying, you should know what you know.
There's no age cap.
There's no age cap. So it's just like, you know, you have to put yourself out there. And you know what? From my personal experiences, you know what I'm saying, like, my first love was art. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. I did graphic design and fashion and business. You know what I mean? I did cartooning. I did all types of stuff. I went to an art school. You know, eventually, like somewhere down the line, I lost my interest in the art. I fell more into the music. Now, the music thing, I was always doing that since I was 5 years old. I never had vocal lessons. Never had none of that. You know what I'm saying? So that was my real passion deep down inside. But it took for me to experience what I needed to experience for that short time, go to school, a gifted art school, and then for that to die down and just say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I've had many opportunities in the past for doing what I internally love to do because I love music so much, you know what I'm saying? And that was very surprising. And then later on down the line, I fell more into the acting. I didn't look for acting, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go to school for it or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, if you're into something, you shouldn't go to school to perfect your craft. I think it's important to perfect your craft and knowing that, and you know, learning the tools and the things you need to progress in your craft, you know what I'm saying? But for some people just have it in them. And don't hate on other people if they're doing it bigger than you or whatever it is, because, you know, hating on other people is like hating other people's blessings, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was meant for them to do that. Some people just have that in them. Some people have to just go through the steps and learn how to get there, you know? But as far as loving yourself, it's about knowing self-worth, you know what I'm saying? It's about knowing that. So you got to know the things you like, the things you don't like, and that's what it is. You know you need a job, you got to pay the bills. You tired of living in your mom's crib, your parents' crib? Okay, like, I need a job that's going to help me, you know, to be able to compensate for, you know, what I need to put down for this bill, and that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got rooms that's like $100 a week, you know, 200, 300. Whatever, maybe a month is like 5 something, whatever it is, there's places out there. It's a matter of doing your research. That's why it always gets me crazy when I hear people, especially in my job where I work at, when people say, oh, you know, like, I don't mean to ask a stupid question, but, you know, how do you do this or do that? No, actually, it's not a stupid question. You're asking it, but I think what makes it even more stupid is that you're not, there's so much, like, we didn't have all this technology, you know what I'm saying, back then. Even when I was growing up, we didn't have all this technology. It's like nowadays you can look at YouTube, you can look at how to roll a blunt, you can look at how to do this, how to do that, what's the perfect way to have sex, this, that.
YouTube
it shows
is the visual
everything.
Goal, period.
Tutorials to everything. So it's like, that's what the computer's for. And if you're not computer, you know, if you're a little computer illiterate, it's cool. We all have a friend that knows a little more than us. Take the time to learn. Take the time to, you know, you know, some of us don't have the time, some of us don't have the energy or whatever, but it's a matter of you putting yourself out there a little more. So if I don't know something, it's not his fault that I don't know something, but it's about making my business be like, well, there's nothing more than asking a question. Like, yo, how do you do this? You know, and me, I've always been that type because, you know, growing up, you know, as kids, you know, we've grown up in school where, you know, everybody get the answer. The teacher went over it like 3 times and everybody's like, oh, but you sitting in the class like an ass and you just like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But then you're afraid to raise your hand because, you know, you don't want to look stupid. Me, I was always the type, I didn't care. Like, I'll ask the question. Yeah, you hear a lot of sucking teeth like, oh my God, he's so stupid. you know, whatever. But I don't care because we got a test tomorrow. Like, I'm trying to learn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to pass the test. Y'all get it, but I don't get it. And, you know what I mean? Like, you
Tiffany
gotta have that confidence.
has a question, and she wants to know if Mike is prejudged and called gay because of the friends that he keeps. And the answer is yes. A lot of y'all motherfuckers on here be thinking that the brother is gay just because he knows me. But that's just pure ignorance, and I'm gonna just call it like that. So Tiffany, it does happen, and it does happen quite often. But the only thing that I'll say to that is, you know, just because of like, and it's funny because I met somebody, or I know of somebody that's a man, and he's really like not a man's man, like his oh okay, his like the way that he acts and the way that he, you know, his behavior is feminine, but he's straight. Believe it or not. And I'm just like, you know, people need to have an open mind when they're taking that into consideration. Like, just because Mike knows me or he knows of bi people or gay people or whatever, that doesn't make you bi, gay, or whatever like that. Like, it really doesn't. So I just wanted to say that real quick. We have another question from Michael Brown.
Wait,
we got to make it quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be quick. Yeah, excuse me, y'all. Yeah. Personally, I'm gonna keep it real close on this one. Personally, to be honest, I don't give two shits about what anybody think, and part of that is loving yourself. That's another example. Not giving a shit about what anybody think, not giving a shit about what anybody has to say as far as limiting yourself. Like, you never make it, you never do it, whatever. That's their belief because they won't make it. But anything's possible. We've had artists, we've had actresses, actors. Anything's possible, whatever. Now, what I surround myself with, that just makes me a better person than you because I keep myself open-minded to the fullest. No, yeah, I got friends or whatever. It doesn't mean I have to live the lifestyle, whatever it is. It's a matter of friendship because having a friendship is also a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to, you know, add on to whatever it is, but you know what I'm saying? It's not bothering me. It's not affecting me. The person's not disrespecting me or whatever it is. And that's the life I choose to live. I don't come from a background that, you know, to discriminate. You know, to discriminate pretty much. I was never raised that way, you know what I'm saying? Personally, my father, the way he is with it, it's like, you know, if you're cool, you're cool. My mother is like on some, okay, if you know this person, this is what they do, then there's something funny about you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is. Or, you know, there's certain people that can't accept it. There's certain people that can, there's certain people, whatever. She's not gonna disrespect the person that I'm with or whatever it is, or act funny towards them. But to her own son, she would be like that. Now, my mom's a beautiful person. She's very annoying at the same time. She's a Capricorn. You know, shout out to all my Capricorns out there. Now, I don't know if y'all into horoscopes or whatever. Now, I don't follow when they talk about, you know, characteristics about, oh, you're going to win money or you're going to be the redhead or whatever it is. But when they talk about your characteristics as far as who you are as a person and how you go about with things, that shit is so much, that shit is so much flavor. Like, it's so true. You know what I mean? But I was raised with my mother, you know what I'm saying? So I'm the type, like, I could procrastinate, you know what I'm saying, on certain things and whatever it is. But when I do have a passion with something I want to do, I do what it takes to get there, but at my own pace. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? You have some Pisces that they be or whatever. That's a whole different conversation. But what I'm saying is that my mother's been number one in my life. You know what I'm saying? My father, especially, you know, my parents is like my best friends and everything. And, you know, whether they accept or not accept, it's all good because I'm good. Me being friends with certain people doesn't affect my life. It can't affect yours, depending on who you are, because, you know, we can be leaders and we can be followers. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to be a leader and you got to observe everything around you and know what you like and whatever, you got to cut and paste shit in your life and just follow. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you might be experiencing certain things that, you know, with relationships, friendships, whatever it is, that you probably know better about, but you haven't experienced enough to know, you know what, enough's enough. Like, this is what I gotta do to hold myself down. You know what I'm saying? So,
I want to give a shout out to Felicia Grant. Felicia Grant, you show me so much love. You show BFAM so much love. You show Aconnectiontv so much love on Facebook. Every single post that I put up, you hit the like button on Facebook. I'm sure you hit the like button on Aconnectiontv. It's hard to see who hits the like button. Actually, it's easy to see because if you have your Twitter account linked to your YouTube account, when you like a video, it posts that you like that particular video. And thank everybody for liking the videos on Aconnectiontv.
Yeah.
But Felicia Grant, you are awesome, and I've been meaning to shout you out for the longest because every day I wake up, you have a like or a post or something on Facebook. So definitely love you and appreciate you, Felicia. Definitely appreciate it. Real quick, I wanted to try to answer everybody's question, but I want to give a shout out to Kelma 10, Fabian M. Thomas, Shaheen B, Shah Q, everybody that asked questions on Facebook. Michael Brown wants to know how is it possible? Like, how do you separate your physical attraction with your friends if you're attracted to them? And he asked it on the gay side, but it's just a general question, and everybody goes through it. Like, when you're physically attracted to your friend, how do you turn that off so that you guys can just be friends? And depending on the situation it's very different for everybody. But on the gay tip, I'll just say you have to tell yourself that you just want to be friends with that person. Like, you have to tell yourself that, because if you don't and you're physically attracted to them, you're going to always have that physical attraction with them. Never put yourself and that person in compromising positions, like being alone with that person, or like being touchy-feely with that person. Like, certain things that you do like that will like enhance your physical attraction to them. But you really have to turn that knob off in your mind and say, no, this is just a friend, and I really don't want that with a friend. So I'm just gonna ease off with that and just say, hey, you know, let's cut it with that. It happens a lot with gay friends because, like I said in the BFAM video, like, a lot of men, not all, but a lot of men are just sexually active, period. Like, they like sex, they like the physicalness and all that. So, you know, people really get into that first before they really have conversations. But not all people are like that. And what I will tell you is that, like I said, you just have to know what you want from that person to really turn it off. Like, my friend Joey, like, there was no way in the world that I was gonna try that on that tip. And then meeting Courtney Centric, there's no way that I'm gonna want to do that to him. Like, he's just a cool dude. And then being friends with Roger and like all the other people that I know that are bi or gay or whatever, like, you really have to tell yourself that you don't want that. Well, I had to tell myself I didn't want that for me to be okay with not doing that with them. And like, I don't look at everybody in that light. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't look at them and be like, oh, we have to have sex. It really doesn't work that way for me. But everybody's different. Like, I don't know how to really answer that question because you're you, I mean, everybody's different.
No, there's no right way to answer the question, but you just gotta basically measure your level of friendship, you know what I'm saying, with the person. You got people out there, whether you gay or straight, you know what I'm saying. You got FTFs, you know, friends that fuck, you know what I'm saying. You got those, you know, and
their relationships work out fine.
And like, it works out fine.
They've had sexual experiences, and
you know,
like, they move on about their business, not even caring.
Sometimes you can be honest and say how you feel, just to know where you stand. So then once they tell you, well, you know, I don't really see you like that, that can help you also, you know what I'm saying. And sometimes you just gotta set boundaries and restrictions and just say, you know what, like, I really love this person as a friend, and I think we're cool the way we are, because there's plenty of people out there, you know what I'm saying. Like, that's not the only person, but that person may just have exactly what you need. Sometimes that person could be a soulmate, you know. They could be exactly what you want, you know. You just never know, you know. You just gotta go with the flow, you know. Ask yourself questions, ask questions, you know. Like, how you see me, you know, how you, because this happened to me in all different levels. I've been friends with girls, and I just, you know, I didn't want to mess up anything because we had a cool friendship, and it would be kind of funny style. I told him, like, yo, you know, I kind of got a thing for you, you know what I'm saying? I know we friends, we've been friends for quite some time, and you know what? I've done it, and it's worked. It's worked well. It's like he said, it's different for other people, but I think in general that question you gotta question yourself. You gotta question the friendship, and if not, question the person and see if they feel the same. If they don't, then that can allow you and help you. For some people, they may act weird after that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just them. You know what I'm saying? So.
I want to thank you so much for watching this particular BFAM number 41. Some of you may have comments about why the BFAM 40 ended so quick after Centric said what he said, because BFAM 40 is actually an hour and 35-minute video.
Yeah.
And
you have to do that in 2 parts.
Yeah, and it's a long video. And personally, I like when we do long videos, it's really not done on purpose. Like sometimes we be really talking and rambling, and we have a lot to say. He has a lot to fucking say. We know that.
You have YouTube.
No, not really. But but you know, I have to cut it short. Like, and I really don't like editing long videos. So that hour and a half video, I have to cut short. There'll probably be some edits in this video because this is a long video too. But I definitely want to thank you guys for supporting BFAM and watching BFAM.
Happy freaking New Year.
What do y'all think about having a BFAM Twitter? Like, let me really get the name.
You know,
real quick.
I thought about that like 2 days ago.
Because
a BFAM
Drilly, creative move suggested that we should have a BFAM Twitter. Apparently, @BFAM is already taken. So he suggested official BFAM or officially BFAM or something like that. Or Team BFAM would be hot.
Okay.
So what do y'all think about us having a Twitter? Let us know how you feel about that and what y'all think. All right.
And we can probably let y'all know who's speaking, who's answering the question too. You know.
Yeah. I think that'll be cool.
Answer by Mike, you know, by Wes.
I think that'll be cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And by the way, I don't think that rehab is for quitters. Okay, so I don't want y'all to like, you know, think I'm promoting not to go to rehab, because if your ass is high or drunk or going through whatever it is that you're going through, depression or whatever, rehab is not for quitters. Rehab is for the person that wants to win over their situation. So I do think that you should go to rehab if you have issues. And at the end of the day, I think the shirt was cute. Okay, black and white, it's a style. So don't really make it why that big, okay? Because it's really not what that big. Alright, like some of y'all be just going wild for no motherfucking problem, for like no reason or whatever. Y'all just be going wild or whatever. Right. And I just don't be understanding like why can't things just be motherfucking simple? You know what I'm saying? Right.
Right.
Good.